Sarah in Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Sarah, what's up?
Hey, Thom, thanks for taking my call. Are you there?
Yeah, thank you for calling.
Okay. The other thing I want to add is I know you barely touched on the lines. They have to stand in lines for everything. I think they just get used to it. I mean, whether they go to the hospital for care, they could get there at 7 o'clock in the morning and they don't get seen until 8 o'clock at night.
Right. I've noticed the same thing. I've spent probably 3/4 of my life living in relatively wealthy white communities and never had to wait more than 15 minutes to get my driver's license. Never had to wait more than 15 minutes to vote. Moved to Washington, D.C. It took me a half a day to get my driver's license. And voting wasn't that terrible, but, but anyway, to your point, yes.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, and this is the sad part of it, is it's such a norm for them to expect,
right.
Okay, I'm going to have to take this whole day off because I've got to go to
right.
driver's license.
I've also shown up, we get at hospitals to that. I have, I had a surgery that went bad about 3 years ago. And as a consequence of that, I've checked myself into 2 different emergency rooms since then. One was GW Hospital, George Washington Hospital, here in downtown Washington, D.C., which is a for-profit hospital in a city that has some very significant pockets of poverty. And you're waiting for the emergency room for hours, in a packed emergency room. And the second time I did it, I got whacked by this surgery failure when I was out at Dulles Airport. I'm about to get on a plane, turned around, hopped in a cab, and said, "Take me to the nearest hospital." It took me to Sibley, which is a not-for-profit hospital in a very wealthy part of suburban Atlanta, right on the edge of Bethesda. And there was only one other person in the entire ER. And this is a large hospital. Only one other person in the entire ER. They had all kinds of ER docs. I got seen immediately. The care was spectacular. I mean, it's even at the level of hospitals and things. We could find a whole lot of other dimensions. But yeah, Sarah, I think you're onto something here. Thank you for the call.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann program.